What is happening, fire signs? This is your girl Venus Angel here with another love reading for you guys. Thank you all so very much for tuning in to your to your daily love reading. Hopefully you guys are just as ready as I am to see what the hell is going on for today. So let's go ahead and get started with this today. This evening, at least for me, it's going to Mercury is going to finally retrograde. So be alert, family, be alert. When is Mercury going retrograde for you guys? Let's go ahead and see what the hell's going on, though. See what's happening. So whatever card comes out, family, we're going to honor that card. Okay, we got two cards coming out for you, fire signs. Never Ending Story and Time to Go. That is interesting. Okay, Time to Go and Never Ending Story. So Never Ending Story does talk about a situation that doesn't ever end. Okay, it doesn't seem to stop. It's like constantly every situation that you're in kind of feels like you're always going back. Like always going back to a certain type of, situation in your life. But Time to Go is very death oriented. It talks about moving on, leaving something behind. And it really talks about, creating the space to bring in more. Now, Never Ending Story, which I'm looking at right now too, because it's very, very far in between I get this card. Usually it's Round and Round or Unfinished Symphony, but Never Ending Story is very similar to all of them. But here's the thing, right? It does talk about self-criticism, the wounded ego, unnecessary dramas. Okay, so things that we haven't healed, right? And it's time to move on from them. Things that we haven't been able to let go of, right? So when it comes to Never Ending Story, yeah, there's some things that always kind of end up the same. And it's because our behavior and how we feel and how we see ourselves always ends up going in that direction. That makes sense. So right now, when it comes to Never Ending Story, I do feel like this is about changing our behavior, our outlook on ourselves, coming up with healthier ways to do the things that we want to do and shape ourselves up all at the same time. And it does talk about leaving some things behind, right? Whatever these old issues are, whatever the things that kind of bring us back to, either treating ourselves in a very bad way or, handling a situation really badly, it all has to do with what we've been through. So what is that, right? What are we moving on from? Alright, Four of Cups and the Three of Coins. Alright, you're moving away from the Four of Cups and the Three of Coins. So, I feel like this has a lot to do with relying on people. Because the Four of Cups to me looks like, to me it's always like this kind of weird comparison sort of deal. Feeling stuck, right? Trying to figure out how you're going to be able to feel something different, to experience something different because you are stuck in a situation where, where you've already done everything before. Like where you've felt, not felt everything, but you've experienced a certain outcome before, right? You've already done something. The situation is going back to a place where it's familiar and it doesn't give any fresh new ideas, okay? And while there's a cup obviously offered to you, you're not able to see it because you're looking at what you've already done as a solution, right? So, well, while this is coming up, it's being paired with the Three of Coins, which talks about working with a team, working together, working with a group of people, working with your partner to plan for something in the future, plan for something bigger and better than you've already have. All right, and I feel like feeling stuck is that there's always looking at what you want or what you've been dealing with. And I feel like for a lot of you guys, this is also trying to compare your situation to the current one. Because, of course, right, in order for you to be able to move on, or in order for you to be able to leave behind this never-ending story, it has to be a change of behavior. There has to be a change of viewpoints within the self. Okay, and I think with the Three of Coins coming out with Three of Pentacles, this is in regards to dealing with other people. What needs to change about how you handle things with people? And I feel like, focusing on what you want versus what you've already been through will help build better, boundaries. Will help build a better foundation between you and the other person. But in order for that to happen, you have to change your outlook on stuff. I'm going to actually probably read that never-ending story to you guys as well. Let's see what else information we can get. What other cards we can get with this reading here. Oh, the Magician. Yeah. You are ready to do something new. You're ready to go out and do something differently. You're ready to, to manifest what you want, but it starts by believing in yourself instead of hitting yourself with constant self-criticisms. So, like I said, never-ending story is how we treat ourselves, and of course, how we treat ourselves does ripple into other factors like our relationships, how we work with others, but when we get to the core situation of it, right, when we start believing in ourselves instead of doubting ourselves and using the past as references as to why we can't trust ourselves, instead of, of course, realizing that those things that came up in the past were ways, or gave us the opportunity to learn from those mistakes or learn from those situations and be able to do something differently with what we've learned. Like we can do that, but it takes, it's going to require us to not see ourselves as like failures or anything like that, because we have to live through difficult experiences in order to learn something different, right? That's why these difficult things come up sometimes. That's why, experiences happen for us, because we have got an opportunity to take what we've learned and expand, right? To move, to do something beautiful with what we've learned. And not to continue to beat ourselves up, because that's what I'm thinking here. But here's the oracle message for Never-Ending Story. There is a story woven through the imperfect fabric of life that tells of hurt and loss, rejection and humiliation, self-loathing and arrogance, and all manner of suffering born of unnecessary dramas. It is the old story whose refrain is that you cannot do this, must not go there, shall not say that, lest your world come crumbling down. Today know that none of that is actually true. The sky is not falling. The voice in your head is the voice you hear is just a small, scared, conditioned part of you that got stuck in a lie, wants to protect you, and needs to be seen as a victim. Love that lost part of yourself. Fear is all it knows. Distorted guidance is preventing you from being true to yourself. You are not your story, and the narrator is simply the voice of your fearful part, small and vulnerable and easily soothed. Alright. Self-criticism is a really big weapon. And I was actually talking to somebody in the comments, that believing in yourself is actually... was I talking about this in the comments? Or I think I was talking to somebody about this. That believing in yourself is like the most vital part of everything. Like, if you believe in yourself, there's literally nothing that stops you. But when you start doubting yourself, when you start thinking, well, this happened before, and this happened before, and this happened before, and da-da-da-da-da, and it cannot work, you're going to gyp yourself of the opportunity that could honestly get you to a better place. And to be honest with you, it's still not even gypping you, because if you go through that experience, you'll learn from there too that everything happens for a reason. Everything happens for your highest good, and everything is happening to prove to yourself that you do have power, that you are strong, that you are capable of creating happiness in your life. The letting go portion has nothing to do with anybody else. It's very personal, and I think it does affect your outside world. It does affect other people. It does affect how you see and how you interact with others because of how you see yourself. But if you see yourself in the way that, hey, you've been through so much, instead of seeing this as a comparison as to reasons to fail, I feel like this, for today, fire signs, see yourselves in the situation of you've survived all of these situations, maybe even thrived in some ways, but you've also learned some unforgettable and invaluable pieces of information that can make you amazing for yourself. Not for anybody else, but for yourself. Let go of the defeats, of the mistakes, of whatever that makes you feel like you can't be you. Let go of that fearful part of yourself. At least soothe it, like it said in with the wisdom of the oracle. Soothe it, love on it, because this is something that's wanting to protect you. Fear has been our mechanism for forever, right? It helped us through the evolutionary times to survive, but this is now the opportunity to no longer resort to those fear elements, to hide, to run away, to dodge. It's time to put your front foot forward and recognize what's fearful is really, you know, something that you can actually survive because you've done it before. You've survived it before. You can do this, fire signs. Don't give up. I love you guys so very much. Thank you all so very much for watching these videos. And I will see you guys very soon, okay? Take care. And I'll see y'all. Yeah, I'll see you guys later. Hopefully you guys also join me on Friday for my live stream. It should be around 7:30, 7 p.m. You know, I'll definitely adjust it come, you know, when we come closer to that day. But looking forward to seeing you guys and hopefully joining you guys joining me on my live stream. And I'll see y'all soon. Take care, family. Bye now.